Shalom, like all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, has taught us this word. Basically, I just want to bring out this article about Israeli Prime Minister, disclosed Israel's nuclear arsenal. I guess, they were trying to keep it a secret, but we all knew that, Israel had the nukes. Iran probably most likely has nukes, and those nukes are going to be used, you know, for that day of doom, that the scriptures talk about, that nuclear destruction. But these things must come to pass, these prophecies must come to pass. The few remaining, the microchip, mark of the beast, and ultimately, the World War III, But these things must come to pass in order for righteousness, to dwell on the earth, and for our kingdom to come in. So we hasten the day and we look forward to these things. But yeah, this article's out at zerohedge.com. It's dated a couple weeks ago. It's a little old, April 7th, 2023. Deleted tweet by Israel's former PM disclosed nuclear arsenal. In a major faux pas in the U.S.-Israeli relations, former Prime Minister Ehud Barak acknowledged the existence of the country's nuclear weapon arsenal via Twitter, then deleted the tweet, presumably after realizing he'd violated the long-standing U.S.-Israeli practice of pretending that arsenal didn't exist. He wrote, in conversations between Israelis and Western diplomatic officials, there are deep concerns raised of the possibility that if the coup in Israel succeeds, a messianic dictatorship that possesses nuclear weapons and fanatically wishes for a confrontation with Islam centered on the Temple Mount will be established in the heart of the Middle East. So he admitted that arsenal. Israel has never officially acknowledged its nuclear power, and the United States government caters to Israel's policy of so-called nuclear ambiguity. However, there have been several occasions where U.S. documents or officials have acknowledged the fact. It's a little article, but it just proves that they have nukes, and a lot of these countries have them, and the Lord's gonna use them, according to prophecy. First scriptures of Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. They stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. It's about 350 years, after we came to this country in slave ships, the spirit of life, the knowledge entered into the elect, through, Abba Bivens. And they stood upon their feet. They've been prophesying, And now this word has been spread across the whole, globe, pretty much. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. It's that salvation. It's the strangeness of their salvation, the salvation of the elect, getting moved up into the chariot. In that same hour, there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to the power of heaven. That great earthquake was, the missiles touching down and destroying America. The 10th part of the city, it's talking about the whole country of America. And in the earthquake were slain 7,000 men. The complete number. If you're standing on the soils of America, you will get caught up in that lake of fire, man. The day of doom. And, the elect, they were beamed up into the chariot. So they weren't standing on the soils. The elect won't be standing on the soils of America. And they'll be afraid, but they're going to give glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The second woe is past, and behold, third woe comes quickly. Third world war, third destruction. The day of doom, man. It's Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Yeah, darkness, man. The day of darkness. Another way to describe, that day of doom, that nuclear destruction, man. And the missiles touch down. Because you have these Christians and these other religions that desire the coming of the Lord, but they don't understand that day is darkness, the coming of the Lord, man. Darkness from those clouds. This is Joel 2:2. I'll start at 1. Blow ye a trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm on my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Yeah, blow ye the trumpet, blow this truth, give them warning from the Most High, man. Sound the alarm, for the day of the Lord cometh nigh at hand. It's near, and it hasteth greatly. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Yeah, so the day that's coming is, can't compare it to any other day, that's ever been, ever. That's how bad it's going to be. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them the desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. So what's that talking about? A fire devoureth before them, and behind them the flame burneth. Talking about the nuclear weapons, man. Yeah, the nukes, the nuclear destruction, that nuclear power. Read down, talk about none shall break their ranks. Each missile that takes off is going to hit its intended target. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, but behind them a desolate wilderness. There's going to be no beautiful trees and beautiful gardens no more. In this land, it's going to be a desert. Nothing's going to escape them. Just like it said in Revelation, Revelation 11:13, man, slain, and were slain of men 7,000. Represents completion. No man is going to escape them if you're standing on the soils. The only way you're going to get off it, the only way you're going to escape these missiles is to be on that chariot, man. It's a serious deal, But yeah, it keeps talking about darkness and thick clouds, man. This is Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near, hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All the strong men, all the mighty men, the warriors, the military guys, the big tough guys, they're going to be, crying there bitterly. That's how bad it's going to be, man, for the stress. People are going to be dying of heart attacks. Heart's going to be failing them. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, a day of distress, a day of wasteness, desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. And your silver and your gold is not going to be able to save you from this, man. The day of gloominess and thick darkness. So what's that thick darkness, man? This is Isaiah 34:4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as the fig falleth from a fig tree. Yeah, heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll. That mushroom clouds, man. As Isaiah saw, that's that thick clouds, man. The day of clouds and thick darkness. All those mushroom clouds, all those missiles are going to touch down. It's going to create, a thick darkness, man. Gloominess. Like Joel said, a day of darkness and gloominess. Thick darkness. Day of clouds, man. That's the clouds. It's talking about those mushroom clouds, man. But all these things must come to pass, man. Because, the darkness comes before the dark, then comes the light. After the darkness, then comes the light, the sunset, that kingdom, the sunrise. After that darkness is that sunrise, man. This is, 2nd Ezra 7:43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, and temperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up. So, that day of doom must come to pass, man. This must come to pass, man. This destruction, these thick clouds, darkness, this MOTB, this hour of temptation. This is time of Jacob's trouble. All this must come to pass so that righteousness is grown and truth is sprung up. So how will righteousness get grown or be grown? This is Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So for this day to come, for the Lord to establish that new covenant, to put the law in our inward parts. This day of doom has to transpire, has to come to pass. For immortality for to come, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, we'll live, we'll be immortal. And righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. The truth will spring up. Just like it says, we won't have to teach our neighbors. We won't have to teach our brothers saying, Know the Lord, because the truth is already going to be sprung up. And righteousness is going to grow throughout all the planet Earth, man, and all the universe. But in order for that day to come, the day of doom has to come. So it's just a few more prophecies, that have to come to pass. But the Lord said, hid in that day, man. Lord will be hid. We know the names. Just call upon these names, man. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. With that, shalom.